What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be doing another contact lens review. However, this time around it's going to be a little bit different. You see, ColorCL is actually doing a new series within their line called ColorPlay. These specific contact lenses are definitely not the type I would normally pick up myself. However, if you are into cosplay, maybe you really are invested in Halloween and are looking for something to like cap off the perfect costume, or just really like anime and want to live it out in real life, then these lenses are probably gonna be for you. However, if you're not into any of that, I'm actually gonna go ahead and leave a link up in the top corner to a more natural playlist that you guys can go ahead and peruse through. But if your curiosity has been piqued, then let's go ahead and take a look. Now, as channel tradition dictates, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a close-up of my naked brown eyes while I go ahead and read you the stats. Now, today we're gonna be taking a look at a total of 4 different styles, but if I'm reading the boxes correctly, all of their base curves should be 8.6 millimeters, the diameter should be 14.5 millimeters, and all of them should last you 6 months after opening. Now, unfortunately, because of the fact that these are specialty contact lenses, they aren't available in prescription. However, they will only run you $10 per pair. But if you're shopping with ColorCL between October 4th and October 31st, you can actually get a free pair of the ColorPlay with your purchase of the Siesta Original Collection contacts. So I'm actually going to go ahead and leave my referral link down in the description box below. If you like me, you'll go ahead and bookmark it and use it whenever you go ahead and shop with ColorCL. And you can also use code ROB10 for 10% off of your order. I'm not sure if that necessarily plays well with the whole get a free ColorPlay for free, but give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, so right about now is when I would go ahead and jump into construction talk when it came to these contact lenses. However, the new ColorPlay series is going to feature approximately 60 different colors, and today we're actually going to be covering 3 main styles, and then there's also a couple like sub styles at the very end, which I call nightmare fuel, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So I'm actually going to be editing the video just a little bit differently. All of these contacts are very graphic, and you'll pretty much be able to understand their construction just by looking at them. However, I will do a bit of a voiceover to give you some additional feels when we take a look at each of the individual styles. I picked Princess, Fairy, and Twinkle. How freaking appropriate. And then I also got a couple nightmare fuel styles. That's not what they're actually called, but believe you me, once we get there, you'll completely understand. So kicking things off, we have the Princess style, and scarily enough, these are the most natural that we're going to be taking a look at today. These are very much like the traditional circle lenses. They're eye enlarging and have a black limbal ring. They also have all of these striations that lead to the center and feature a 2-tone blend. They have lots of texture to them. However, one thing that I did want to make sure to point out is they do have a little bit of transparency to let your own natural eye color peek through to create at least a little bit of a blend, even though these still do look very artificial. However, I will say when you are further away, they don't look so jarring. Now, out of the bunch, the gray are definitely my favorite, which should surprise absolutely no one. Moving along, our next style is Twinkle, and tell me that these do not bring you back to the days of Sailor Moon. These are anime eyes extraordinaire. They feature a dark limbal ring yet again. However, these ones are a little bit textured, unlike the Princess style. It also blends in 2 different tones, but it's not in the way of striations. It's more like they would do in cartoon series where you almost kind of have these blend of blotches that slowly blur together. And then, of course, they have the little twinkles in them, like little tiny stars. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is you kind of do want to turn these lenses a little bit so that your sparkles line up right. You can kind of do them at an angle, you can kind of do them like straight up and down, but I prefer to have them consistent. I know I sound crazy. The other thing I do want to make sure to point out is these do have a quite big pupil hole. I'm not sure if it's just there for the style itself to kind of create that enlarging, because these do make the eyes look a little bit bigger, but that's definitely something to be aware of. Now, if I'm gonna pick my favorite from this bunch, I do really like the gray, not surprising, but I like the blue as well, and that's mainly because of the fact that, again, it reminds me of the Sailor Moon days, and it just looks straight up like Sailor Moon eyes. Alrighty, so the last set that I went ahead and picked is the Fairy series. Now, keep in mind, ColorCL has a whole bunch of other styles in their ColorPlay family, so make sure you pop on over to the site and check them out. Now, these ones are much different from the previous two that we took a look at. They're actually super transparent. They remind me a lot of the Siesta Pearls, the ones that look kind of like galaxies and had like a 3-color blend. This one also features a 3-color blend as well. However, they're done more vertically, or I guess you would say horizontally, depending on how you look at them. There's one on one end, one on another end, then there's a bar that kind of runs down the center that blends those two colors as well. Now, for the most part, they're not something that I would ever go for, but there is one tone that I absolutely love, which is the Fairy Green. It features this kind of like teal color with a pop of like lime or like chartreuse. Now, the interesting thing that I have to do with these are very similar to the Twinkle ones, where you kind of have to position them just right. I like to have the darkest portion down at the bottom, and then that pop of color off to like the top, but kind of to the side of my eye. I know that sounds really, really odd. Of course, you can wear these whatever way you want and kind of like have the colors maybe strewn about so it's more abstract. But me personally, I kind of like to have them that way. It's really, really strange, but I am like really digging the Fairy Green ones. Alrighty, so I've popped back into frame to give you guys a little bit of a nightmare fuel warning. Now, the previous lenses that we took a look at are very, very colorful, very cutesy. These next ones, yeah, not so much. In fact, when I recorded these myself, I was a little bit freaked out. But listen, Halloween is coming up, and there are some people that really are into this stuff. I'm only going to be showing off 3 other styles, and I'm going to give you the names ahead of time, just so you know what you're running into. But we do have white mesh, ultra white mesh, and I love you. Don't be fooled by that very last one, but if you're curious to see how that all plays out, I mean, stay tuned, but don't say that I did not warn you. So kicking things off with Nightmare Fuel, we have white mesh, and that's basically what it is. It's a white mesh over your eyes, and I think that this is most likely used for like really scary costumes where you want to blank out the eyes. Again, this is weird. And yes, it does kind of like blur out your vision a little bit, but I was able to see through them. Now, moving along, we have ultra white mesh. Now here, the mesh is definitely a little bit tighter, and if you noticed in the previous one, there wasn't like a ring around the mesh. This one does have a ring around the mesh, so I feel like this gives a fuller coverage to the eye, just in case you are trying to blank everything out. So if this is up your alley, I would actually suggest you go for the ultra white mesh if you're trying to go all in, but make sure that you're like out with some friends who can like hold your hand and make sure you're not gonna bump into anything. Maybe just take pictures with this one, like, and then take them off. You know, listen, I know some people are really invested in all of the Halloween bullshit out there, but don't hurt yourself. I'm just saying, hopefully you got good friends to help you out. And last but not least, we have the I love yous. I don't really know what else to say about these. These are basically just white lenses with a pupil hole in the middle that read, I love you. They're very strange, and I was able to see through them just fine, but I don't like, who's gonna be that close? But you know, I mean, at least if they get that close, they get a nice little message saying that you care about them, so that's a good thought, right? It's like spreading love in a very odd way, but it's love nonetheless. Alrighty, and that closes out my review for the ColorCL ColorPlay, at least those specific styles. Like I said earlier, there are over 60 different colors that they're going to be featuring on their site, so definitely go ahead and check them out in the link that I leave down in the description box below. Don't forget to bookmark it if you love me, and use code ROB10 just in case you want 10% off your order. Now, I've actually tossed in the Halo Sky contact lenses in my eyes because I wanted to prove to y'all that I wore normal contact lenses and that I'm not always wearing something crazy, especially if someone just tuned in to this as their very first video. Just putting that out there in the universe. In fact, I'm planning on doing some more contact lens videos for you guys that are more like curations, like maybe a favorite fall contact lenses or favorite grown and sexy contact lenses. Let me know what you want to see down in the description box below. I'll also be playing around with other things like maybe cosmetics. And yes, I have finished the Battle of the Bombs, and I do want to report back to you guys as soon as I get a chance. Regardless, that about does it for me for now. So as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.